Let's go. Let's go.
It's week 7 already. Can you believe it?
Already.
It's flying by.
Flying by.
Not only is it week 7 in the NFL, NBA season has started. Also, we'll touch on the MLB. There's so many things. This is a sports fanatics. I don't know. It's the best time to be into sports. I love it.
Definitely.
And let's start with the NFL. This is a very exciting time to be a San Francisco 49ers fan. The trade that shook the world. I woke up this morning to find out that we got CMC. And I think I was really shocked. And believe it or not, locally, there is everyone is not thrilled with it because of the fact that, they think that the 49ers gave up too much for him. They gave up a decent amount of picks, a lot for a running back who has issues with injuries. And the fact that they gave up so much for Trey Lance, he's injured. And plus the Shanahan history with running backs. I mean, we get good running backs, but for whatever reason in that system, whether it's because it's, so intricate, they can't seem to stay healthy. But I think that this is a fantastic trade. Not only because he's such a dynamic running back, but I think from a scheme standpoint, CMC and Debo and Kittle, forget about it. It is going to be something special. I cannot wait for, once he gets fully acclimated, what they're going to do offensively. It's going to be very exciting. What do you think?
I agree with you. I texted you last night and we talked about it a little bit. And I said, man, at first I was a little concerned. I said, man, I don't know if this trade would work, and I gave it some more thought, D, and you're right. I think this is a good trade for you guys. When you look at it from the fiscal aspect of it, he's really, I think he's only getting about $1 million this year. His real money doesn't kick in till next year. But according to reports, with the $11 million he gets and another $12 million because he signed up, and I think they're up until 2025. A lot of his guaranteed money will come through, but there's no real impact to your salary cap. Should the Niners decide to let him go? If they decide to cut him in another year or two, it won't impact you guys so much. So from that aspect, that obviously was thought through, considering his contract. And the thing is that bringing him in, like you said, with all the weapons, right? With Kyle Shanahan being a guru, he's a wizard with the offensive mindset. And he is going to put CMC in some very auspicious positions, man, to really go. So with Debo, IU, Kittle, and the thing is this, and you said this last night in your text, once your team gets healthy, right, you guys got a lot of, Trenton's out, arguably the best left tackle in the game today. Once he gets back, you get your defensive guys back, which y'all are still playing good defense, remarkably so. So you got to give your DC a lot of credit there for keeping the troops together in spite of injury. Once you guys get a full complementary of players back, it's going to be really good. So I think the CMC trade is good. But I'm going to tell you, who really, 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 really loses out on this. And I think if you're the 49ers, you got to be able to man the ship until your other good players get back. And you got to win in your division. You got to beat the Seahawks. You got to beat the Rams. But the Rams are the team. They wanted that dude. They wanted McCaffrey. They could taste it. They wanted him. They need a run game bad. And if anything, the Niners said, look, man, we're going to dump everything out there. We're going to give up these picks. I mean, a second, a third, a fourth this year, a fifth next year. And from what I understand, too, there was some compensatory picks from the coaches, from Saleh, from McDaniel. So they was able to add that into the pot there and put that out there to get that. And I listen, I think it's a good deal. You got to win now. Your team is built now. Outside of your quarterback issues, you still think you got enough with Garoppolo to still get into the Super Bowl at least. And again, you win your division. And then once you get in the playoffs, listen, anything can happen at that point. But yeah, man, kudos. I'm a little jealous. I ain't gonna front. As a Cowboy fan, we don't do things like this. We never splash like this. You know what I'm saying? So, we believe in our ingrown guys and we build through the draft. So, but that's a whole nother topic, man.
And you know what else is really exciting? People are talking about his injury history. You're going from the 28th ranked offensive line to a top 10 offensive line. That's a huge, and all of the offensive responsibility is not on one player. Like he can be schemed in so that it's not all. I mean, let's face it. When he was with Charlotte, he was everything. They had okay receivers, but he was, the main ticket. You're coming to a stacked offensive team with a great offensive minded coach that's able to get you in. I mean, you don't have to have, 100 catches and carry the ball 300 times. You don't have to, you're not required to do that anymore. It's going to force teams to be honest because, at any point, we still got a stable of good running backs. So it's not like we're going to bleed him out. We want him to be fresh. We want him to get acclimated, but this also takes away the wear and tear on Debo because he can start. It can be just an occasional scheme where we have him in the backfield. We don't have to have him for his longevity. We don't have to have him, pretty much playing two positions. He's a running back half the time, a wide receiver half the time. So everyone is getting into their true position. And I think it will make the team, and it's going to give defensive coordinators heartburn because it's going to get real serious. It's not going to be immediate, although Kansas City is on upset alert this week. Be advised, they are on upset alert this week, okay? Because our offense, I think, and this was even before we got him, I felt this way. I felt strongly about it because Jimmy G is a hot and cold type of person. One game you'll scratch your head like, yo, why'd you do that? And then the next week, he looks like a younger, more handsome version of Tom Brady. He makes all the right plays. He throws, his poise, all of that stuff in the pocket. It's like, okay, he did rub off on you somewhat. So I think it's going to be an exciting game. And, we'll see where it goes. But I think offensively moving forward, I got texts from some Raider fans last night. Right before I'm trying to go to bed, they texted me, oh, this is another bad move by Shanahan, and they're on the hot seat. And I'm like, how do you figure? Worry about the Raiders, get the Raiders straight, because y'all made a big splash acquisition. And what did that get you so far? They're supposed to be bosom buddies and connected at the hip, and they almost died together when they went. Okay, where's that connection? Work on that connection, and then you don't have to worry about the Niners. And so that Raiders fan who's probably watching will know who I'm talking about. I don't want to shout him out, but he texts me later. I'm like, yo, I'm trying to go to bed. What do you want? And he's texting me with the Raider hate or the Niners hate as a Raider fan.
Rather. Yeah,
but it's all good. I
got a good feeling who you're referring to. But yeah, the Faders got a lot of issues of their own for sure.
Oh, so you know what? It's not even that. It's not even him. It's a local Raider hater.
Oh, local Raider hater.
Yeah, we're not talking about the ATL Raider hater.
Yeah.
The hating fan that's hating because Raiders ain't measuring up. But
Raiders definitely not. Yep.
That should be a good game.
Listen, man, who you got? Who you taking in that game, man?
Well, I would like. All right, so the Chiefs are about to go on a bye week 8, and I like the Niners. I would say that the Niners kind of. I think they'll win. I don't know what the spread is. I have to check and see exactly what. I'm sure Kansas City is favored. Oh, I'm sorry, it's 2.5. Kansas City is favored by 2.5. They have to come, to the Bay. So that is interesting that the spread based off of the last week, because typically they kind of make determinations based off of how a team is playing. We got our heads cracked and we couldn't get anything going in Atlanta last week. The Chiefs looked pretty good. So why would they only be a 2.5 point favorite? The Chiefs, traveling to Arrowhead or traveling from Kansas City to the Bay, that's not enough for it to just be 3 points. So I think that Vegas is begging you to take the Chiefs -2.5. That would be a mistake. Trust and believe. Niners with the points. That is the way to go. That's my opinion. We'll see if I'm wrong.